mosquitoes are out. Yeah.
So I made the logo for the trailer on my Cricut, and we finally just got it on. It's only been made for like, I don't know, a month now.
It's nice to have the new logo on, which is a great segue to what we're going to talk about in this video. Just why we put that on our trailer. And it's a lot deeper than a sticker. Stick around. So welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. I am, as always, Jerry, and this is Teresa.
I'm Teresa.
And in this video, we just want to take a minute and talk about our tagline and kind of, what was that?
I don't know, it's a bug.
And talk about the why of the Happy Place Diaries.
You know why.
There's been a trend lately of channels that are putting out videos kind of explaining what their purpose is and why they started YouTube channels, why we want to share, you know, this little glimpse of our life with all these random people. So anyway, we thought we would take a few minutes and talk about our why. And I guess to start off with, we've got to start with kind of our tagline, which is
A happy life
starts in a happy place. And we found ours, and we're motivating you to get the most out of your RV. And where did that come from? Well, it really came from walking around our neighborhood and seeing all of the RVs that are tucked in behind fences, covered up beside people's houses, and they just don't go anywhere. You know, these folks, for whatever reason, bought RVs, and now they just sit. And you know, we've always gone camping and stuff like that, and so when it came time to buy this, we immediately started thinking about how we were going to get the most out of it.
Right. We talked about trips and how many we wanted to take, and we didn't want it to sit around, and it has not sat around very much.
Right. And that's why, you know, we jokingly say that we're most timers, because we're definitely not weekend warriors, because we do a lot of week long and extended trips, and we're gone every month.
Right.
So, you know, getting the most out of your rig, I guess it means different things to different people. And I suppose if buying one and parking it beside your house is you getting the most out of it, we don't understand that. But anyway, that's kind of where it started from. And then, you know, the happy place, or the happy life starting in a happy place, is a lot deeper than just an RV. You know, what I know for sure is it's really hard to be a happy person if you're not in a happy place. And that could be mentally, that could be physically, you know, your wellness, your, you know, all
just
of that.
Everything. Yeah. It's
so that's kind of where that came from, was kind of getting the most out of our life, especially now that we're in our 50s, retired, almost there, and kind of looking for that golden nugget of life, and wanting to be happy. And because we know too many people that just are not happy. And I you know, I think about your parents. Not that they're not happy, but their dreams were cut short because of a stroke.
right.
And when you have something like that that attaches itself to your family, it's not just the person that had the stroke or whatever the medical ailment is.
It's everybody.
Everybody.
And everything.
And, Teresa's mom has said, on occasion that this was their dream, to buy some sort of RV and then travel, once they hit that retirement age. And so I think a little bit of our mission is to not let life get in the way of our
happiness
and our dreams.
Yeah, and our dreams, because we've seen what everybody else is doing, and personally for me, I want to go travel and use this. I didn't pay a ton of money for this to not go use it.
And it's not an indictment on anybody, but I retired very early because I could. And when we penciled it all out, working 10 more years wouldn't have made that big a difference. Probably $11.
$100 a month.
Yeah, so
not worth it.
It just wasn't worth it. And so making sure that everything was lined up and all of the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted, when we had that discussion of retiring, it made sense to get on with our life. And we had already, had the trailer for a couple of years and whatnot. And we knew that this was a big part of our life. So we wanted to keep doing that. And so that really, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, and part of that was starting this RV life, and then Jerry wanted to do all of this camera YouTube stuff, and I was like, But then I'm getting more into it because I like giving people ideas or telling them something that they haven't. They're like, oh, yeah, we could do that.
Right.
And just simple things.
Yeah, and I guess, we never owned an RV before we owned this one. And so we learned a lot about RVing watching YouTube videos because,
Yeah, how many times did I say, how do you know how to do that? And he's like, well, I saw it on video.
Right.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because, people that we camp with, they were kind of new at it, or they had their way of doing things that wasn't necessarily my way of doing what I envisioned, and now we've come up with ways that we do things. And so motivating you guys to get the most out of your RV, the battery's dying.
Keep going.
It's going to just die. Let me go grab another battery. So yeah, getting in front of the camera, looking for, hobbies and whatnot after retirement. This all really lended itself well to what we wanted to do to help other people. So, lots of layers to the onion. Number one, I think our motivation was to not let life pass us by. We've watched family members that, grandparents and stuff that just worked until they just couldn't work anymore. And, and I guess that might be a generational thing. But when we found out that we had the means to do this lifestyle, it was a no-brainer.
Right, and we camp more now with the trailer than we ever did with the tent.
Yeah.
Because we can be inside of it when it's raining.
Yeah, weather's not an obstacle.
Yeah, so.
And that kind of stuff. So.
We're enjoying it more, so then we can tell you more about places to go and things to do and see. Yeah. I'm really loving it.
Yep. And then we started realizing the benefits that not only this has for us, but it also can have for, other people, and, part of the YouTube experience and trying to get to that 1,000 so that we can monetize, and help other people, through that,
look at Patrick and Patty.
Yeah.
Patrick helped us get over that hump that we were at.
Yeah.
And I think if it wasn't for Patrick, we would have been staying. It would have taken us a lot longer.
Yeah, on a lot of fronts, on the technical side of YouTube, and
Right.
and definitely, sharing our channel and that kind of stuff, and the friends that we've made along the way that have given us great advice. In particular, Dustin and Leslie and Michael and Shelley.
Yeah, definitely.
Those four probably have propelled our channel.
Immensely.
Yeah, and just
And we want to do
little,
that.
little things.
We want to give back like they gave to us. And we want to help other RVers that are starting out.
And then our mission to help veterans and Special Olympians, that is not on the back burner. It's a slow burn right now in kind of letting the monetization stuff kick in, and I only mention that because unfortunately or fortunately I did retire, but unfortunately nobody planted a money tree in the backyard. And so we're still kind of waiting for that to happen.
And if it's once a year, then it's once a year. We're helping someone.
And we've got specific plans for that, and we'll definitely let you know. Right now, what we know for sure is that the channel needs to grow. The channel needs to continue to grow because that's the way
it works.
It just works, right? It's a scalable issue. And so the bigger you are, the etc. So anyway, a happy life starts in a happy place, and motivating you to get the most out of your RV. Yeah, that's pretty much our mission statement. It's a mission statement for Teresa and I to live a happy life and to share that happiness with the people around us and the people that watch our videos. And then the motivation part, we continue to be motivated because we're always wanting to learn new things about the whole RV world so that we can share it with you. And hopefully, something we do is going to motivate you to get the most out of your RV. And I'll tell you, we have been so motivated by other people. We have done things to this RV that I never thought would be possible. Like the video that we had about repairing the scratch. I would have never tried something like that on my own. I probably would have just taken it to the body shop and had them do it. Or, even simple things like changing lights and, installing the TV in our bedroom.
Putting the wallpaper up.
Wallpaper.
Just...
And I tell you what, if you want to test your marriage, put wallpaper up in your RV.
With your grandson and your two grown adult sons with you.
So it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun with it. All right, well, I hope that this short video helps in some way to better understand kind of what motivates us and what our mission in life is, and that is really to not take a day of life for granted. I rarely play the veteran card, but my whole perspective on life changed after I came back from Iraq, and it tested us, and we came out better for it. And sometimes, that's how iron gets hard, right? It has to go through fire first. And so after that episode and that chapter in life, and then my retirement from the Army, then my final retirement, we came to realize that life is too stinking short to worry about the little BS things, and just focus on what's important to you. And some people would argue that, well, RVing's not that important. Well, yeah, it is, because it's important to us because it gets us right up here, and in turn it gets us right in our hearts. So I hope that made sense.
I hope you got something out of it.
Yeah. So anyway,
like, subscribe,
hit that little bell thing so that you're notified the next time we put out a video.
Tell a friend.
And
a happy life
starts in a happy place. And we found ours, and we're motivating you to get the most out of your RV, whatever that looks like. Thanks for coming with us. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next video.